Hey, welcome back to my channel. My name is Casey and today we are doing part 2 of my 3 favorite products within each makeup category. If you missed part 1, I will link it in the description box below for you. In part 1, I went over all of my complexion products, and in this video now, part 2, I will be sharing with you my eye products and my lip products. So I had originally intended for this to be one long video, but
what can I say?
As the saying goes, time flies when you're having fun, and that couldn't have been more accurate for me when filming this video. I had so much fun filming. I love talking about makeup, especially my
favorite makeups.
So all that being said, I do apologize if this video is a little bit frazzled with the transitions and such, but I hope that you enjoy nonetheless. Let me know down below some of your favorite eye and or lip products. I, of course, as I said,
love talking about makeup
and love discovering new products, especially if they are favorited by others. I hope that you enjoy this video, and if you haven't seen part 1 yet, be sure to check that one out next.
Let's go, girls.
Let's talk about eye primers. While I'm not a firm believer in face primers, I am a large, heavy, devoted believer in eyeshadow primers. There have been a few times where I've accidentally forgotten to put on my eyeshadow primer, and boy, I feel it makes such a big difference. I don't struggle terribly with darkness around my eyes, and so when I'm looking for an eyeshadow primer, I'm not necessarily looking for one with color to it, but I've got some options here if that happens to be you. So the first one, my favorite one, the one that I've repurchased the absolute most, is the Milani eyeshadow primer. This is like $6. I have tried other eyeshadow primers. Those were great, but nothing that this couldn't do. And so considering this is about a third of the price, I continue to repurchase this one. I am in a committed relationship with the Milani eyeshadow primer. Next up, this one is a little bit unconventional, and I might be cheating a little bit because this is actually a concealer, and I do very often use it as a concealer, but it also makes for a great tacky eye primer. This is the Skin Food Salmon Dark Circle Concealer Cream. I purchased this last year when I was struggling with so much dryness on my eyelids, and it was winter time, so of course I had a little bit more sallowness going on. If I am experiencing grayness or darkness around my eyes, this works great, as I said, under the eyes, and I will also very often dab it on the inner portion of my eye here and also as an eye primer, because this does have a colored base. This will brighten up the eye area, and because it does stay a little bit tacky, it also works as a great eyeshadow primer. There's also some skincare benefits in here. I do think it contains some fatty acids, you know, for the moisturizing effect. But this got very, very mixed reviews. A lot of people said that they didn't like it because it smelled like salmon. I have to say I've not experienced that myself. Yeah, I don't, it doesn't smell like anything. It smells like makeup to me. I pick up pungent smells like a bloodhound, let me tell you, and I have never smelt any salmon fishy scent from this. Anyway, love this. I really enjoy this. This definitely came to mind when I was thinking about eyeshadow primers and had to mention it, both as an eyeshadow primer and, as I said, I cheated. This works great as a concealer also. Lastly, for my eyeshadow primer, I was torn between both of these products. I'm gonna share them both with you, but I think I'm gonna say my number 3 pick is the NYX Pigment Primer. This is just great if you're looking for like a good glitter glue, or if you're looking to make a metallic or a shimmer shade pop on your eyelids. I'll put a little bit on top of my matte eyeshadow and then dab the shimmer or metallic on top. A dot does a lot, so this tube has been lasting me for a very long time. The other product that I was gonna mention that I think I may use more often than this one, just because it's easier to use. You know, this one is a tube applicator that you have to put the proper amount on your fingertips and blend it out. This one is just easier because it's in a pot. I could see this working as an eyeshadow primer as well. However, I usually use it like I just explained with the pigment primer, and it does the same in a way. I don't think it makes the pigments pop as much as this one does, but if you're looking for doing like a halo eye or something, I will very often reach for this guy again, just because it's just a little bit easier to use. But I enjoy both products. It just kind of depends on what you're looking for. Next, we are going to talk about brow products. For brows, my holy grail brow pencil has been the e.l.f. Micro Brow Pencil. I use the shade Taupe. If you've been watching my videos, I'm not sure if you've noticed, but price definitely plays a big role in my makeup purchasing habits, especially when it comes to products that I'm repurchasing regularly. And brow products, brow pencils are definitely one of the products that I seem to fly through the fastest. So for the $5 price tag, the e.l.f. Micro Brow Pencil carries. This just cannot be beat for me. The shade match is great. I love the fine point this has. I also enjoy that it has a spoolie on the other end. not much more I can say about this brow pencil. I've repurchased it many times and plan to continue as we move forward. I did cheat just a little bit again. I couldn't decide between these two, and they're both sort of the same in that when I do my brows, I will go in first with my brow pencil, outline, give it shape, and lately I've been enjoying going in with more of like a brow pen to really define the inner portion of my brows, and these are the two products that I've been reaching for the most when it comes to that. The NYX Lift and Snatch Brow Tint Pen is great. I have the shade Blonde. The only thing with this one, and it's probably because I'm not great at doing my brows.
I hate doing my brows.
So I don't give it the same time and patience as I do, say, my eyeshadow. So the only con with this is that I do have to give this more time because it is just a fine tip felt pen. You have to be precise with drawing in your brow hairs. So I do really enjoy the look this gives my brows. It's a really nice brow pen. The only con that I have with it is the patience at the time that I have to put into my brows when I use this product. So with that in mind, the other product that I'll use a little bit more often, especially if I'm short on time, is the L'Oreal Micro Ink Pen. This product is, not everyone is gonna love it. And I kind of hesitated to mention it, but I wanted to because this gives me the extra definition that I'm looking for, but this one isn't as time consuming because it does have that 3-4 notch tip. You know, you get it done a little bit faster. However, there's definitely a learning curve with this. You have to hold it just right. It doesn't provide as much ink payoff when you're doing your swipes, but that's a good thing because again, if you're not holding it correctly, you're not going to get those defined brow strokes. But I find this does a nice job of coloring in just the sparse areas, especially towards the front of my brow. I really do enjoy this, and I think when it's gone, I will definitely miss not having it. So I foresee myself repurchasing this one. Lastly, this one isn't really a brow pencil type product, but this is the $1 Billion Brows Brow Duo Pencil. It's a concealer and highlighter. I've repurchased this twice now. I love this. And I cannot do my brows without it. I just feel naked and incomplete. I am naturally blonde, and so my brows are pretty light. You know, as I said, I go in with the brow pencil and the brow ink pens to give it a little bit more color. This just gives me the added shape and definition that I desire. So usually I'll go in with a highlighter underneath the arch of my brow, and I'll use just a fine tip pencil brush to blend it out, and then more towards the front I'll use the darker shade, the concealer shade. I have tried a few drugstore variations of the same product, and none of them have been the right color. This is just the perfect color tone for me. They're not too pink, they're not too like brightening, they're just perfect. And the formula is really creamy, it's really blendable. I need to have it. I decided it's definitely a must-have when it comes to my brow routine, and I couldn't do this video without mentioning it. Next, let's talk about brow gels. Now, I only have one product to share with you. Let me tell you, I have tried many brow gels, all of which have left me unfulfilled. All of the brow gels I've ever tried don't give me the lasting hold that I want and are also within that affordable price range that I desire. Until this past summer, and I so wish I could remember who I heard talk about this on YouTube, and since trying it has changed my whole world when it comes to my brows. It's just outstanding. It is the Got to Be Glued Styling Spiking Glue. This is perfect. This is exactly what I want in a brow gel. So normally I'll just use a clean spoolie. I'll put just a drop on the tip and kind of spread it out with my fingertip here and just brush it through my brows. There is a little bit of a learning curve from using this just to figure out how much spiking glue you need. I like that I can go in with just a little bit if I'm looking for a little bit of hold, or if I really want to get some definition, you know, a little bit more of that brow laminated look, I can go in with a little bit more and really shape my brows how I want. And again, like I said, it holds all day long. The only con I would say with this is that it is a little bit difficult to remove, especially if you are using a little bit more for that laminated look. It's a little bit difficult to remove when washing your face at night, but you know, I've never had an issue with that. It just takes a little bit more time when washing my face. But this is my holy grail brow gel at the moment. I believe this tube was $6 or $7, and for as little bit that I use on a daily basis, I imagine this tube is gonna last me
forever.
I know it's a little bit unconventional, but I cannot recommend enough trying this as a brow gel. Next, let's talk mascaras. So if you don't know, I am a total mascara snob.
Ugh, you are a snob and a half.
I spend a lot of time on my mascara. It's a whole process, it's a whole thing. I have tried my fair share of mascaras from drugstore to high end. However, I think I found my absolute tried and true favorites, and these are the 3 that I've been returning to. I think I should also mention that I am a contact lens wearer, so in all of these mascaras that I'm going to be sharing with you, I've not experienced issues with them flaking into my eyes or irritating my contacts in any way. I just thought that I would throw that out there in case that is a concern for you. My first one to share with you, and this is my absolute favorite one, this is the IT Cosmetics Superhero Mascara. I know I've raved about this in past videos, so I'll try to keep this short, but this is just everything I long for in a mascara. It gives you length, it gives you volume, it gives you definition, it's buildable on itself, it's buildable with another mascara. This is my absolute favorite mascara. Yes, it breaks my heart that it happens to be a high-end mascara, but I have never found anything that gives me the dramatic, luscious lashes the way this one does. And so for that, I've come to terms with the fact that I'm in love with a high-end mascara and have just accepted the fact that I will need to repurchase this until the end of time.
Forever.
Next up, this one, okay. I hesitate to share this one with you because I have never been able to find this mascara to purchase when I've run out. I've been very fortunate in that I found it available to buy through Ipsy. I am going to try my absolute hardest to find a way to purchase this so that I can link it in the description box for you. If I cannot, I am so sorry. This is the Pixi by Pectra Lash Lift 188 mascara. Oh, this is tip-top neck and neck competition with the Superhero mascara. This is so good. There are very few times that I've gotten compliments on my lashes, and the most of them have been when I've been wearing this mascara. So let me tell you about it. It's dual-ended, so the main part of the mascara, the main brush here is like the plastic bristle spoolie wand, does just a fantastic job of providing color and length and volume and a little bit of separation. It's a beautiful mascara, another one that works really, really well to layer. In fact, days where I'm wearing my makeup longer and I'm looking to maybe touch things up towards the end of the day, I can go in and actually touch my mascara up with this mascara, which I know is a no-no, but I've had success with being able to touch up my mascara, add a little bit more length and drama back to my lashes, even after wearing mascara for a couple of hours. So the other side is a very small wand. Great for getting in the inner corner, those small lashes there. Great for getting your bottom lashes. This mascara is holy grail status in so many ways. Again, I'm gonna try so hard to find it and link it for you so you can try it for yourself if you are interested, and also so that I can purchase a backup for myself. And lastly, I had to include a drugstore favorite mascara because there are so many great ones out there, but one that I continue to repurchase that is tried and true, old reliable, if you will.
You're my boy, Blue! You're my boy.
Is the Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara. I love this one. This does a really great job of giving you beautiful volume. It's a really beautiful formula. It's very smooth. I've never had issues with it being clumpy and too dry. If you are into the full voluminous lashes, this one gives you just that. This is just a good standby for me. Next, let's talk about eyeliners. This is a category I struggled a lot with, and so I decided to divvy it up into 2 separate categories because I have 2 different purposes for eyeliners. So bear with me. Let's start with pencil liners. The first one I'm going to talk about really took me by surprise. An unfortunate surprise because it is more expensive. I have the One Size Point Made eyeliner. I have the shade Busty Brown. I will start by saying that much like eyebrow products, I don't like spending a lot of money on eyeliners because they're, again, a product that I seem to fly through the fastest. So it's so unfortunate that this eyeliner is so good. I love it because it stays put. When I'm doing an eye look and I want to deepen up the outer corner, I will usually go in with a dark brown to black eyeliner to line and define the outer corner, and then I'll buff it out with a pencil brush and then top it with eyeshadow. I love this eyeliner for that because it stays put. Once it dries down, it's locked in and it's not going anywhere. The only con with this is there's 2 cons. One is that you have very small window to work with this liner, so I will usually only do one eye at a time because, like I said, once it's dried down, it's not going anywhere. The second con is that this pencil tip is quite soft, so much so that I have to sharpen it almost every time that I go to use it. And so for that reason, I've gone through it much quicker than most other eyeliners, you know, and again, the price factor comes to mind. However, just know that despite these cons, I still love this. If you're looking for that deep, rich brown pigment, it's definitely more of a cool tone brown, almost a brown black. I had to mention this one. This has been really, really good. Next up, one of my favorite drugstore eyeliners are the Essence Extreme Lasting Waterproof Eyeliners. I have two of them here. I have the shade Rockin' Taupe and the shade Silky Nude. Unlike the one size eyeliner, these have a little bit more working time. These are long lasting, but they're not nearly as budge proof as the one size liner. I really like using the Silky Nude in my waterline. I personally have never found an eyeliner that stays in the waterline. I will usually have to maybe touch it up midday, but they have been some of the longest lasting liners I've tried in the waterline, especially at the drugstore. Can't recommend these enough. However, don't confuse these with the Essence, I can't remember what they're called, but they're the pencil liners. I've tried their pencil liners. They are not good. I would not recommend those. It's the Extreme Lasting Waterproof liners that I'm talking about, just to clarify. And lastly, another drugstore eyeliner are the Maybelline Studio Gel Pencil Liners. I have the white one and the brown one. Both of these I've used in my waterline, and much like the Essence, they seem to be longer lasting. I also have that working time, that malleability that I like if I'm using this on my lash line to blend into my shadow. These are great, tried and true. I've repurchased both of these many times. When it comes to liquid liners, I don't know that I've found my holy grail quite yet, but I found a couple that are really, really good. The first one being the NYX Epic Ink Liner. Unfortunately, I don't have that one to show with you. I have used it. Because I do subscribe to Ipsy, I will very often get samples of eyeliners, and so it just doesn't make sense for me to repurchase others when I've got others to be using up, if that makes sense. That's such a great one. It's full on black if you're looking for that pigment. I've never had issues with it cracking. I should just go and repurchase that one because it's so readily available, and it's one of my absolute favorites. Definitely recommend that one. A great option for the drugstore, and again, just a great option for an ink liner regardless of the price. Second, one of my other favorites. This one I think I might actually like better than the NYX Epic Ink, and it's the Estate Cosmetics Precision Tipped Felt Eyeliner. I don't know what it is about it that I love so much. It's just the workability of it. It was the eyeliner that really helped me to master creating a wing on my own without using tape, without using a guide. It's just so easy to work with. I loved it so much, and I've almost repurchased it many, many times, but unfortunately Estate Cosmetics is only available on their website, and I just feel that by the time, you know, tax is added, it's almost 20 bucks for an eyeliner, and I just can't justify that for myself, especially knowing that the NYX Epic Ink, which is only 10 bucks, I can go and pick it up at Target. So I've had my eyes on the Estate website, hoping, longing for a sale that I can stock up. It's such a good one. Highly recommend it. All right, next, we are going to take on the hardest category for me, and that is eyeshadow. Now, if you happen to catch my eyeshadow palette collection video that I did a couple months ago, I will link it down below if you're interested, but I'm a little bit ashamed, yet also kind of proud to tell you that my palette collection has undergone a vast makeover since that video. I think doing that video, it really put into perspective what I like most. And so since doing that video, I have decluttered many. And in addition to that, purchased palettes that I have been lusting after, mostly older eyeshadow palettes that I've been lusting after for a long time. And so within the past few months, I've had the great opportunity of trying many new formulas. And so for this category, instead of sharing with you my 3 favorite palettes, I decided I'm going to share with you my 3 favorite eyeshadow formulas, but then I'm also going to tell you my 3 favorite eyeshadow topper type products, because I love me a good eyeshadow sparkle topper. So let's talk about formulas first. My very first long love eyeshadow formula, and I know I've mentioned it already on this channel, is the Lorac Shadow Formula. My Lorac Pro palette was the very first high-end palette I ever bought myself. It's very well loved, very, very dirty inside, but as you can see, I've hit pan in many of these mattes here. The shimmers are okay. They're not as like va-va-voom as I like when it comes to my eyeshadow and my metallics and shimmers, but it's the matte formula that is so, so good. It's so reliable. It's so pigmented. It's so easy to blend. It's just, I love it so stinking much. It's important for me to have a good, reliable matte formula, and the Lorac formula is everything that I love about a good matte. Since then, I've also purchased the Lorac Meraki. Mirakai palette. This is one that I had been on my wish list for so long. I love this guy so much, and I will probably definitely hit pan in this palette just like I have with the Pro palette. Another formula that I have found I really
enjoy
is the Viseart formula. Over the summer, I actually received 2 Viseart palettes in my Ipsy bags. This is the Viseart Petite Pro Troyes Satin. But there's not a single shade in this palette that doesn't perform well. Even these shimmers are fantastic, but it's the mattes that I love so much. They lay down beautifully, they blend out beautifully, there's no patchiness, hardly any fallout. This formula is
beautiful.
The other Viseart palette that I have is this one. This is the Petite Pro Dukes.
Come again? You know I don't speak Spanish.
Anyway, same thing with this palette. Every single shade in here is fantastic. Because my experience with these 2 palettes have been so good, I'm so interested in getting the Viseart, I can't remember what they're called, but they've got a few different just all matte palettes because I think my favorite is their mattes. I certainly don't need them, but because I love the formula so much, my heart is drawn to them.
It will be mine. Oh yes, it will be mine.
And lastly, and this is where I feel like I'm gonna start getting judged if I'm not already, but one of the palette collections that I've always longed for are the Dose of Colors, whatever these are called. There's something about the monochromaticness of these palettes that have always lured me, and since trying the Dose of Colors Cutting Edge, this is one that I've had for a while. I love the formula of this. Every single shade in here performs well. There's nothing extraordinary about these colors. I'm sure I have colors that are very similar in my palette collection, but there's just something about them that is so unique to this palette. Even if I'm using just 1 shade or all 5 shades to create a look, there's just something next level about the look this palette creates. And so I searched long and hard and found these 3 palettes on Mercari. I paid, I think at most $10 for each of them. And it was so worth it. It's so easy to create a look because this is all you need. Add in a shadow topper and I've got a full look. These are so easy. Again, the formula is so beautiful. So these are my top 3 eyeshadow formulas at this time. All right, when it comes to eyeshadow toppers, if you have been following me, you know very well that I am a big fan of glitter and shimmer and metallic and shine. I love it all so much. So an eyeshadow topper category was a must for me to include, and I've got 3-ish picks to share with you. It was very hard, very hard to narrow it down to 3. The first one, again, I can already smell the judgment coming, but is another new palette that I've added to my collection. This is the Jouer Ultra Foil Eyeshadow Palette. The formula of these is so good. They're very similar to the ColourPop Super Shock Shadow formula in that they're a little bit bouncy and textured. However, when you apply it to your eyelid, especially if you spend a little bit of time blending it out with your finger, it just gives your eye this beautiful foiled look. These are so smooth, and again, I love the color variety in here. I'm actually really surprised. I really like this purple shade. I don't know that they're gonna look like anything great swatching on my fingers, but as an eyeshadow topper, these are so beautiful, so fun. I find myself reaching for this one multiple times a week because it serves as just a great companion palette. I mean, don't get me wrong, you can definitely use one of these shades all over your lid to do like a one and done eyeshadow look, but I always like to build up my crease, a little bit of dimension in my outer corner, and then I'll take one of these, pop it in the center, and that's it. This palette is so beautiful. Second, I have the House Laboratories Glam Attack Liquid Shimmer Powder Shadows. I feel like these are so underrated. I don't hear anyone talking about these ever, and I don't understand why. These are
beautiful.
I purchased the shades Aphrodite and the shade Rose Bitch, and I love them. I will absolutely miss these when they dry out or when they run out, and I would happily repurchase them because I think they're worth it. I find that they're a little bit different than your normal usual glitter toppers, you know, like the Stila liquid glitters or the Too Faced Tutti Frutti liquid glitters, in that they're not ultra glittery. In fact, these dry down to look like a powder eyeshadow, and they are easy to work with and blend out into your eyes, and they just give you this beautiful finish, this beautiful sparkly shimmery look on your eyes. They look expensive on your eyes. eyes. I don't know why no one talks about these. These are amazing. Lastly, when it comes to eyeshadow toppers, I have to yet again rave about Copacetic Cosmetics on this channel. So the first reason I want to mention them is because not only do they have beautiful, beautiful regular eyeshadows, you know, since subscribing to their cutie bags, I've gotten 4 or 5 single shadows, of which most of them have been like their sparkly metallic-y type shades. These perform beautifully the way many high-end formulas do, in my opinion. But they have a variety of eyeshadow type products, type textures. Since trying the cutie bag, I've also purchased a few things on my own. They have what's called a flaky formula, and so I have purchased a few of their pressed flakies. I have the shade Oxidation and I have the shade How Wooed. I don't know what to compare this formula to. I don't know that I've ever tried anything quite like it. It is, as it says, flaky, but it serves as a beautiful, unique eyeshadow topper. They work great if you want to add just a little bit of color, a little bit of texture. You can pat on just a little bit, or if you really want to go all in and go ham, you can really build it up to create something intense and foiled and just outstanding. With these the pressed flaky formulas, I do recommend using a glitter glue like the few that I mentioned previously, but these just do something to your eyes and your eye look that I've not ever found with another. See, you can probably see it flaking a bit as I'm swatching it here on my arm, but if you spend a little bit time rubbing it into your eyelid, it blends out to be this really smooth, beautiful, shifty, sparkly, unique shadow topper that really just takes your eye look to the next level. I know that the flakiness is a turnoff for some people, and I get that not everyone is going to be drawn to a product like this, but I am, because I lust after the shimmer and the sparkle and the shine and this unique look that your eye look can have with these types of products. Like I said, these you can blend out, you can spend some time blending onto your eyelid to give it this really foiled, shifty look, or you can pack it on if you want it to have more texture and more of like this shifty, sparkly punch, if you will. I love these and look forward to trying more of their pressed flakies. Lastly, I do want to show you they also have loose flakies. I have only one color here. This is the shade Better Together. This formula is tricky to work with, so again, I understand this is not going to be for everyone, but if you are looking for like this holographicness, this intense, really fun, rave-like eye look, or even just something a little bit subtle, like maybe you just want a little shift in your inner corner, this is it. This is definitely a product that you have to use some sort of a techie base or some sort of a glitter glue with, because as it says, it's a loose flake formula. Like the other products that I showed you, you can pack on just a little bit for just a little bit of a color flip, or you can really go ham and pack it on there if you want a lot of texture and a lot of oomph and a lot of pizzazz to your eye look. These colors are just so fun. Again, unlike any other eyeshadow type topper that I have yet tried in my makeup journey. The last category is lips. Now, I should tell you, I don't get excited about lip products. It's kind of like blush for me. I enjoy the way it makes my makeup look, but when it comes to buying them and like new lip product releases, I don't like get excited about it. Especially when it comes to like high-end lip products, because I think there are so many great ones in the drugstore. So all these products are gonna be affordable ones. The first one, I think this one has probably been around the longest of the 3 I'm about to share with you, and that's the NYX Butter Gloss. I mean, considering the availability of this gloss, the price this carries, and the range of colors within this line, I don't think these can be beat. I have 2 shades in front of me. I know I have at least 2, if not 3, if not 4 more in my makeup bag, but I have the shade Creme Brulee. I've repurchased this 2 or 3 times. I love this. This is just a beautiful neutral lip. And this shade Angel Food Cake is like a pretty pinky brown mauve color. I'll put a little bit on right now, but you know, again, just the color variety that's available. The formula is nice and smooth. It's not too sticky. The pigmentation is there. And again, that price tag, I feel comfortable having, you know, various shades in this product because it's not gonna break the bank, and it gives me some variety in my lip product collection. So these cannot be beat in my opinion. These are just a holy grail. have been for me for a long time. I love me a good tinted balm. I love balm formulas. So this one I knew I was gonna love the day that I saw that they were coming out with this. This is newer within the past couple months. This is the e.l.f. Bite Size Lip Balm. First of all, I love me a big thick balm applicator. There's just something so plush about that big applicator. I was really surprised actually by the pigmentation this has. Let me clean off my lips here. It is just a tinted balm, but I am really pleasantly surprised by the pigmentation. Let me just finish applying the product, then I'll tell you. Anyway, I was so very impressed with the pigmentation this has to offer. You know, I was just looking for a good tinted balm, but this adds like this like luscious, wet, juicy look to my lips that I was not expecting, and I really, really enjoy. So for $3, I recommend picking one of these up next time you come across them, especially if you are a balm lover. I do think they have a clear version also if you're wanting just the balm aspect of it without the color, so love these. My last lip product, I know I've talked about them in videos prior. I think they were in my summer favorites last year. Surprisingly, I have not purchased any more since filming that video, but you know, also because I think I have all the colors I need. Let's be real here. They are the ColourPop Just a Tint Lip Crayons. I love these so much. Again, being a balm girl, this is everything I could ask for in a lip product. It's the balm type formula. It's easy application, mess-free, fuss-free. The color variety, the pigmentation is there. I do feel that they're long-lasting. They're not drying. Like I said, you get all of the goodness of a lip balm with some tint. So love these. All right, guys, that is the end of the video. I hope that you enjoyed. Like I said in part 1, I do intend to turn this into a series, not just part 1 and part 2 of my makeup favorites, but I do plan to film a video for hair products and skincare products, my top 3 in each category of both of those categories. So I hope that is of interest to you. If it is, please subscribe so you don't miss out. I really look forward to making those videos for you. Like I said, I love talking about products. And of course, my favorite products above all. Please do leave me some of your favorite eye and lip products down below. I, of course, love makeup, and even though I have plenty of it, I love discovering and trying more. So do leave me some of your recommendations down below. I want to thank you so much for your time today. Thank you for watching. I hope that you hit that subscribe button and come back next time. And until next time, I hope you have the most wonderful day. Again, just because it's just a little bit easier to use, but love just really steals my heart. And it is the Estate Precision, wow, that's so hard to say. And again, there's just something about the monochromatic is the, but to blend them out if that's what you're looking to do. You know, this is, okay, slow down.